Welcome to our first and hopefully many interviews with John Robert Power students. This is Matthew Patrick Brown, 19 years old, from Stowe, Massachusetts, a budding young thespian actor here at John Robert Powers in Boston. So Matt, welcome. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, family, etc.?
Yes, I can. I was raised in Stowe, Massachusetts, where I grew up. I have an older sister who is a school teacher. My mom is an elementary school teacher, and my father, he is a manager for the AMC movie theaters. Growing up, I did a lot of sports. I started baseball and hockey at 4 years old, and I played those my whole life, and then hockey all through high school. Also enjoyed golfing, and I got into acting very young, but I started working on my career after I graduated high school.
Well, that's good. It's very interesting. What are some of the things that you did when you were younger in acting, or have you done before you started getting into acting recently?
Well, growing up, I love TV, I love films, I love everything about movies. I love everything from the script writing to behind the scenes to the acting to the final cut. I love everything about it.
Sounds like a lot of interesting stuff, Matt.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about some of your people that have inspired you in the acting world, favorite directors, movies, etc.
My biggest inspiration is easily Adam Sandler. He's why I started acting in the first place. I was 6 years old when I first saw Happy Gilmore, and as I was watching it, I said, that's what I have to do. And another huge inspiration to me is clearly for directing is Steven Spielberg, as well as J.J. Abrams. I love all their films, and their minds, to me, are amazing.
Okay, some more things I'd like to ask you are, what really brought you into acting recently? Have you taken classes? What kind of stuff have you done?
Well, acting, I knew that I always wanted to do it, but I felt it was better for me to do it once I graduated high school, so I didn't have school all day, sports all night, and then trying to fit acting in on the side. I wanted to make it a full-time effort for me so I can put all my time and effort into it and hopefully make it my career.
Now, have you done any college or gone to school since graduating from high school?
Yes, I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and here I studied TV and radio.
Very interesting. So you could probably operate some of the equipment we're using right now to film this video.
Yes, I can operate it all.
Excellent. So you have a background in directing. Excellent. Good
Absolutely.
work. Tell me a little bit about what classes you have taken at John Robert Powers and your background with some of the teachers you've taken classes with here. Who are some good teachers you've learned from and the like?
The first class I ever took was with Cheryl Powell. It was a TV and film class, and here is kind of where I started my acting and everything. And I was happy that she was my first teacher because I felt like she really helped influence me and give me confidence right from the very start. Another teacher I had is Dave Latender, and he to me is one of the best teachers you could ever get in acting. He can help you with everything from commercial to TV to film, and he knows singing and everything. In Ipop, I had Barbara Tyler. She helped me with scene study, TV commercials she helped me with as well, and a few more things, and she did a great job at it and really helped me become the actor that I am today. Another teacher that I had here is Jim Pettybaum. He helped me with sitcom and drama, and he was a great teacher, and he was very honest and good, and he really helped me form my craft. And I was happy that he was my teacher for sitcom a lot, because that I feel is one of my strongest suits.
What other actors, directors, teachers, or even books that you could tell us about that have inspired you as an actor or helped you?
Well, aside from Adam Sandler and Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams, big actor that I look up to is Johnny Depp, because everything he does is amazing, and he has the ability to transform into the character, which not a lot of people can do.
Like a chameleon.
Right, exactly. As well as Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Matt Damon. And for girls, Sandra Bullock and Anne Hathaway. I think they're very good at acting as well. Yes, Ipop, which you will hear from me and every student and actor that has ever gone there, it's one of the best, if not the best, experience of their life. There's not many opportunities like it where you can go to one place and have agents and managers flown in from all around the world to come and see your talent. And you get to do commercials, scenes, and monologues in front of them, and it's a great opportunity for anyone.
Can you tell us a little bit about what actually happens? Like, what are you supposed to get out of Ipop?
At Ipop is definitely you want to get an agent, a manager, and connections as well. It's very big for connections. You can meet a lot of people, not only the agents and managers and casting directors, but you can meet students and kids and people that are in the business all over the world and country. From Canada to California to Missouri to even in Boston, you meet more people.
Excellent. And what would you suggest for students of John Robert Powers? Do you suggest that they take classes first before they go to Ipop to better prepare them?
I recommend they take classes before they go, because this way they can learn a lot more about acting and what style of acting they have, whether it's more comedic or serious. They can learn a lot of acting, and it will help them a lot with the training that they get for Ipop.
Excellent. Now, what suggestions would you make to students, especially new students coming to John Robert Powers, about the commitment, especially if they are going to do Ipop or if they take classes here, the kind of commitment it takes that you need to really work hard on memorization and actually do your work and not wait to the last minute. This is not like school where you can cram at the last minute. This is some pretty heavy-duty stuff.
Right. I recommend highly that they work very hard and put everything that they can into it. I believe that what you put in, you will get out in this business. So if you work hard and you try to learn how to learn script right and act, then you will get a lot out of it. What you put in, I believe you get out.
Excellent. Another thing that I think is really important for students to know is that, you know, it doesn't come easily, and that, you know, the odds of them getting the job are very low. But if you work hard at it and you are always persevering and you don't have a give-up attitude, you have what they call rhino skin or tough skin, you're going to do well in this business. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Yes. You hear a lot more no's than yeses, but it only takes that one yes to make yourself the actor that you want to be.
Right, and then once you get a yes, more yeses come.
Right. And one yes leads to a lot more, opens the doors for a whole bunch of different types of things.
Would you say it's important for students to not burn bridges and to always be polite when they talk to agents and teachers here?
Yes. In this business, the worst thing that you can do is burn bridges, because you never know who knows who and who can end up helping you down the line.
Absolutely. Always be
who
polite.
You can end up helping as well.
Always be polite, absolutely. So a couple more questions for you, Matt. Can you tell us a little bit about some projects you are either working on or have done in the past?
What I have worked on is I've worked on a bunch of short films. I recently worked on Crooked Arrows, which is the first lacrosse movie ever made. And aside from like short films, I've done a little extra work. But short films, and there's an independent that I'm working on right now that is called Indiana James. And it's a spoof on the Indiana Jones movies and a few more Steven Spielberg films. And it's very funny and a fun movie. And it has some great references in there for movie buffs and people who aren't. It's very funny. It's very good. It's fun. All the people working on it are amazing. The production company is actually TNT Limited Productions. And
not to be confused with TNT, the television station, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. These guys, they are amazing. They've been working on this film alone for 6 years, and I've been fortunate enough to be a part of it for a year and a half, and for that I'm very thankful. It's the most fun I've ever had on any set and working on any movie by a big step, and I believe this movie is going to be a huge hit.
Excellent. Would you say that for students here at JRP that they should definitely work on films like this, small films, small indie films,
yes,
especially stuff, even though it doesn't pay, that it's good experience for people that have no experience? And that I know, for example, that almost 200 students here at John Robert Powers have gotten either featured extra roles or actually speaking lines in Indiana James.
Absolutely.
Yourself included, right?
Yes, absolutely. One of the biggest parts in this business to become most successful is experience. From the first thing you do to the last thing. You're constantly learning and getting new ideas and working on new things. And we've had over, like you said, 200 people from the school become extras in this film. And that's thanks to David Latender. He's in charge of getting a lot of the actors in there. He's actually got me in it originally and had me as an extra. And since then I've gotten a part in the film and been fortunate enough to work with all the people in it. because the production company and all the way to the actors and everybody is one of the nicest groups of people I've ever got to be with.
Great, sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
I highly suggest that anybody who gets involved in the film world definitely works on small films, especially non-paying
Absolutely.
gigs, for experience, because you don't get experience unless you put your time in. So for my final question for you, Mr. Brown, is that I'd like to ask you, just tell us what your future plans are, your philosophy, and where you see yourself in, say, 5 years.
My future plans are to hopefully be leading in Hollywood films and working with a production company so I can write and star in my own films.
Do you have any parting words for actors or advice?
Advice is off of what I said earlier. You have to have the will and passion for this business, and if you put in a lot, if you put in your heart and soul, you will get out everything that you want.
I agree, and I think one of the biggest pieces of advice that I say, Matt, is not only is to be yourself, but for actors to realize what their type is, and for them to realize that, you know what, you're not Leonardo DiCaprio, you're not Robert De Niro, you're Matt Brown,
Right.
you're not Mark Ruffalo, even though you look like him sometimes. But you're you, and if you can embrace who you are as an actor, you will get work. But when you try to be other actors, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And I think a lot of times students come to acting classes thinking they're going to become movie stars, and if they're coming to be movie stars, then they're wasting their time.
What you said there is that if you're trying to be Johnny Depp, or if you're like trying to be the next Justin Bieber or something, they already have Justin Bieber, they already have Johnny Depp, they already have Robert De Niro, they already have those. Looking for something new, they're looking for you, so if you're yourself, that's some of the best advice I can give, because they're always looking for something new, and that could be you, and the role could be what you are. So I highly recommend to be yourself, no matter what in this industry.
Look forward to seeing you in a bright future of acting, and hopefully we'll see you on the silver screen in more than just bicycle cop shorts and a strange Mario mustache.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.